Well, hello, and welcome to After the Show. I'm your host, Crystal Vilkaitis, and this is a special segment that we do where I go a little deeper on one thing that was discussed in the main episode that releases on Sundays. And this week was Colleen. I hope that you loved her because I just got so much out of our conversation. If you listened, you heard me. I'm like, I have chills. Oh my gosh, I'm using that. I was just like, we filmed that in November. And we were talking all about time management, and I was in a really, really busy season, like I mentioned on the podcast. And so it was feeling like, oh, this is such divine timing that I'm getting all this information right now. I need all the help I can get. And in this episode of After the Show, I just got to be really real with you because that's what we do here. I'm never going to lie to you or be fake. Like, I got to be really real. And the reality is, I was laughing listening to my replay with Colleen because little did I know when we were recording what was to come. Because I got really sick. I got pretty burned out. My body shut down. And man, it was a really tough time. And so I talked about on the show, like this was before I went on my honeymoon. And that was kind of the outlet. Like I saw the end in sight. I'm going on my honeymoon, and that's when I'm going to get this break. And Dustin kept saying to me, my husband, he kept saying, you're working too much. You're going to burn out. And, I said to him, like, it's just this, I have to do what I have to do. Like you listening to this as a business owner, you've been in those periods, I'm sure. And maybe you're in it now. You're like, I just have to do this. I just have to work a little harder and show up a little bit more because there are certain situations where it is what it is, but it's not forever and it's not permanent. And as much as we can, we need to try to get our teams involved and systems involved and tools, like so many things that Colleen talked about on this episode, which was so good. So sometimes there's just those moments where it's just like, it is what it is. Well, when we went on our honeymoon, and that was my like, yay, I'm going to have that time off and maybe I'll do some stuff from the hotel lobby. I was so exhausted that I could not do any work. I had to send a couple of emails I had that were like timely, but otherwise my brain, it was like it didn't work anymore. I was so tired. And Dustin, I even had him go on one of our excursions by himself. He did a private tour with this lady. I'm like, you go have a nice date. I need to stay in bed. I was so tired. I was a little bummed because we're in Italy and I want more energy to walk around and explore. And usually I'm like finding things to do. And I was really, really tired. And Dustin was amazing and patient with me. And we still had the best time. But I was like, whoa, I didn't realize how tired I was. And then we came home and I had really bad jet lag. And then it was Christmas, and Christmas was great. And then the next day is when I got really sick. And so basically, and for 7 solid days, I was like out hard. It was so hard. And so December, I basically barely worked. And that I laugh listening back to this of November on like, oh, I remember being so driven and all the things were changing. I'm going to have a fun little break December, and then boom, I'm going to come back and keep going. And I got shut down. And so for After the Show today, I think it's important that we talk about just the realness of running a business. And I'm obviously not a store owner. So this is where I was really grateful that I didn't have a physical brick and mortar, that I had to like physically be in. My body could not do that. If I didn't have a team, I wouldn't be able to open my doors during Christmas. That would have been really crazy. So I'm very grateful for the timing it happened. I didn't have any travel, and that I am an online based business and could take that time off, but I got really behind and I was already in my busy season. And then you add that on top of it, being out for 2 weeks for the honeymoon, a week for that, where was Christmas. I got so behind, and then I just felt really stressed. And so I just want to pull back the curtain and be a little vulnerable and share a little bit of my truth. Like, I have been working really hard since I felt better, and I just perpetually feel behind. And it's a really hard feeling. Like if you are an achiever like me, I'm an Enneagram 3, and most business owners are achievers. It's really hard to be okay with being behind. And I feel like I haven't been the best friend that I can be. And I haven't been the best granddaughter and the best daughter. Like I'm not seeing my family very often, and I'm not calling my friends and seeing them very often. And I just had this massive feeling of like, I'm just really disappointing a lot of people in my life. Like, and the thing is, I did have a couple people comment about it. So it wasn't like I was making it up in my head. Like some family, I think, was a little disappointed. But then when I did share what was going on, they were like, oh, I had no idea. I had no idea. Because on the outside, what everybody sees on social media is my amazing honeymoon pictures and fun travel and all of that, but nobody is seeing that I'm really sick. Like I was, blacked out, like did not post nothing. And then I built a whole new platform for our mastermind. Like I built this platform on Circle. I didn't actually like code the technology, but I had to learn a whole new platform and build the whole thing out. And then we're migrating all of our members over. Like I'm doing so many things. And, I think that we could sometimes think, I could do it all and all on time. And I'm Superwoman. And I realized I'm not. And then I had to deal with the guilt of not being there for people and dropping balls and feeling like I'm just sucking at life a little bit. And I'm getting out of that and moving into I'm almost caught up. And what I want to say is that, guys, first of all, I say I'm almost caught up. Like, do we actually ever get caught up as business owners? And especially in retail, the industry is changing so fast. And I'm in social and marketing and AI. And I mean, that's changing so fast. Consumer behaviors are changing so fast. Are we ever really caught up? Like we constantly do have to research. We have to evolve. We have to build a new thing. We have to do it a different way because there's a better way now. There's an easier way now. There's a faster way, but it means we have to learn it. We have to invest. We have to show up. There's new opportunities. There's new ventures. I don't think we ever get caught up. And so I think that there needs to be this like release of that desire and just know that this is what I'm focused on today and my goals for today. And they need to align with where I'm going and then do the best that I can. And honestly, use some of the tools. Like one thing that Colleen said in her episode was how she plans on Friday for the next week. And that's a game changer because then you're going into the week like a plan that you stick to. And I think what's important is to have some buffer time in each of your days for things that you don't plan for because they're always going to happen. They always show up. And that's where I've been struggling is I haven't had the buffer time. And honestly, I just don't know where I could even find the buffer time. I just couldn't. And so the second thing here, I think, is that, in addition to we're never going to be caught up, so let's release that. But the other thing is patience and just grace with yourself and understanding that things will take time. Nothing is forever. You'll get through it. And then there's going to be the next thing. And so it's really about how we just energetically show up in those moments, how we support us the best that we can, and then just being okay that sometimes it's going to be messy. It's just life. It's just how it is. And if you're experiencing with that, anything like that right now, where you're feeling the guilt, you're feeling the frustration, you're feeling the dropping the balls and disappointing people, and just know like you're not alone. It's so a part of this entrepreneurial journey. And it's hard. There are seasons of hard, and then it will get better. I promise you, it doesn't last forever. And I've had to really work hard. Something I integrated is when I first wake up in the morning, I think of 3 things I'm grateful for. And I just say them out loud right away. Just what are you grateful for? Just to get into that state because we have so many great things happening at Rooted in Retail. In my personal life, like I love my husband and those are all really great. And I have great family and friends. And so I really want to go into my like crazy busy time with that kind of attitude versus, oh, I suck and life's hard. And, that's not going to serve me at all. The other thing that really helped me during that time is I spoke up and shared with people in my life. I'm in a really hard season. Like I'm in a really busy season. I feel really behind. I feel like I'm dropping a lot of balls and I'm sorry I haven't been there very much. And that's all I had to say, and everybody understood. Nobody judged me. I didn't lose friends. Nobody was mean. Everybody was just so understanding. And it's really hard for me to ask for help or like to show any kind of weakness. Not that I have like a big ego or anything. It's just, I think that I don't want to burden anybody. So, probably trauma there, but that's a different show. I need therapy, retail therapy. But it's really like when we just share, we're just transparent. Hey, like I'm in a season right now where things are really crazy and I'm sorry I can't see you, or I feel like I'm dropping balls and that's not my intention. I'm just trying to do the best I can, but I love you and I'm going to reach out in a month when things slow down a little bit. I'm not traveling as much and you're a priority. I think about you. I love you. And let's connect then. And everybody understands. And often they're like, can I help you? Or they'll send me messages like, I love you, checking in on you, just really that support. So those like more of my takeaways of what I had to do and what happened to me after filming that episode, which was really funny to see what happened to me. And so now I'm like, okay, I'm getting to a place where a little more calm and I can get a little more organized. But you guys, sometimes it has to be messy. Sometimes it has to be really busy. And that is just what it is. And we will get through it. And sometimes that organized chaos fuels. It works. It can work for us. Being really busy, I actually really enjoy. And when I'm building stuff that is cool and different and like so aligned with my future, like my vision, it's really exciting. And the hard part is like, I want it done now. And it's not done now. So I have to have the patience. And that I would say is probably the number one thing I'm trying to learn is just like the patience. It's going to happen. It'll be here. You're going to do it, but it's going to take some time. So just be patient and stay to your true, North Star. Be there for your retailers and just do the best that you can and be grateful. So I just wanted to share those takeaways for me. If you're going through that at all in any way, or there's a solid chance you might in the future, because we are business owners and in retail. So we should win awards, which some of us do. But that is my big recap from this week. A little bit different of a recap than historically for after the show. I would love to hear from you. If you found this episode helpful or Colleen's or any past episodes, leave a review. If you listen on Apple, honestly, the best thing you can do for me is to write a review. That'd mean the world. And like we said in this episode, Colleen's speaking at Evolve. We have an epic agenda. Go to rootedinretail.com/evolve to see the lineup and use the code ROOTED, ROOTED, at checkout to save some money on your ticket. I hope to see you in the room. Thanks for being here, and I'm rooting for your success. Have a great week ahead. Bye. Okay, I have exciting news to share. The Rooted in Retail Mastermind is launching this January. It's your chance to connect deeper with me, the retail pros from the show, and an incredible community of resilient retailers, both online and in person, with several meetups throughout the year. Get on the waitlist at rootedinretail.com/waitlist. And don't just listen to the show, be a part of the magic and grow your store with us. I hope to see you there.